What's up everyone, Alessandro here and welcome to another Bitcoin price analysis. We're gonna have a look into Bitcoin that had a massive pump during this weekend, guys. We reached almost a new all-time high. We topped out currently at $122,000. We're gonna have a look into that and why I believe that this correction is right now happening and also why this could be, of course, a great buy opportunity. So welcome everyone, Alessandro here. I update you every day, guys, whatever is going on here in the crypto space when it comes to Bitcoin, altcoins, and of course also new low market cap coins that I'm investing. Right now I'm buying into different new coins as well, guys, and I'm sharing everything with you. So check out all links in the video description and also keep in mind that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to entertain you. I'm sharing everything that I'm doing here in the crypto space since 2017 with you guys. So remember that everything in this video is no financial advice, just my own opinions and my own price predictions. All right, so let's dive here straight into the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Because as you can see, we had here a massive breakout to the upside from this falling channel, which is of course a bullish sign, since we should expect now continuation to the upside. What is happening right now, in my opinion, is just a rejection or a correction down to close the new CME gap that we created over the weekend. You know, guys, that over on the CME chart, we are not trading during the weekend. So here, of course, we opened up at around 120K. On Monday and on Friday, we closed at $117,400. I also updated you this weekend, guys, telling you that if we're gonna see a breakout to the upside during the weekend, take it with a grain of salt, because it is possible that on Monday we are coming back down to basically close the CME gap sometimes sooner than later. And that's why I'm expecting that this gap will be closed pretty soon, since this correction already has started right now. And that means that we could eventually revisit here the $117,000. And I think that this breakout that we have seen over the weekend is just a preview of what is incoming. Over on the daily time frame, although we got a rejection here at the top side of the candle channels, but we are still above all important moving averages and the trend lines and so on. So everything is basically pointing out to the upside. Only here on the weekly time frame, I told you guys that I'm a bit concerned, since we have currently the top side of the candle channels as a resistance. Normally we see those parabolic moves and pushing basically those big pushes to the upside on the Bitcoin price whenever we have weekly closes above the top side of the candle channels. So far it is not happening. We are still below of it. So as long as the weekly closes remains above 123K, here, of course, this is a big rejection area, and we can come at any time down to retest important support levels like 117K, 113K, 105K, and so on. But we don't look at the bearish targets now, since I believe that, yes, that CME gap is potentially getting filled, but it looks like that Bitcoin wants to break out here higher to much higher levels in the not so distant future. Also here on the weekly time frame, you can see that money flow is increasing. Everything is looking bullish. Also here in my confirmation indicator, no bearish cross like here happened. So far we are still in an uptrend, and we can stay in this toppy area here for quite some time, maybe until October or November, which in my opinion is the time-wise where Bitcoin eventually could top out. And until then, we most likely gonna see much higher levels here for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will go to much higher levels in my opinion. So this is all, of course, my opinion, guys. And not only Bitcoin, also Ethereum and most of the altcoins most likely will follow. Also Ethereum had here a nice weekly close above this resistance trend line, and right now we are just coming down to retest it. So it is possible that maybe we're gonna bounce here at $4,100, maybe here at the top side of the calendar channels at $4,000. But overall, this weekly close was of course very bullish, because this is the highest weekly close ever. I mean, since we had this run to $4,200, and that means that most likely here we're gonna see also much higher levels. And my targets for Ethereum are still the same, guys. Nothing is changing here. Still somewhere here between $10K to $20,000 for Ethereum. I think that Ethereum will head towards those targets up here, since this was also here the resistance and support during the previous bull run, and that means that Ethereum has the chance now to catch up with the performance of Bitcoin and also go towards those levels up here, in my opinion, because it is also still the second biggest crypto out there, and of course most dApps are built on Ethereum. If you compare it to the Bitcoin chart, you can see that Ethereum is of course very much underrated, since Ethereum is trading somewhere down here and it should be trading like Bitcoin up here. in the same range like we had in the previous bull runs, and that's why I'm watching out for those levels for Ethereum, and of course also for most of the altcoins here that I bought, like Tron, Solana, Ordinals, and so on. I'm bullish on all of them, guys. Of course today we're seeing a little correction here every now and then, but the altcoins most likely will catch up once Bitcoin is again trending to the basically going sideways, and also we had a nice pump in the altcoins as well during the weekend, so a little retracement is of course normal. And something that I want to repeat again, guys, since this is basically what I'm watching out right now, is first of all the pi cycle indicator is of course by far not showing any kind of top out signals yet, and this is one indicator of course that I'm watching, but also we have two other indicators that in this bull run are very significant. One is the global M2 money supply and the other is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. And also here, let's make my face a little bit smaller here. Also here, if we squeeze here the M2 money supply into the chart of Bitcoin, if we do a bit like this, and you can see that we are more or less correlated here to the global M2 money supply. It is of course not exactly one-on-one the same, but based on that, if we zoom out, based on that, we could eventually a little bit estimate where Bitcoin could be heading to, and also time-wise where Bitcoin could be heading to. And you can see also based on the rainbow chart, we are down here, far away from the purple line at 145k. That is where we topped out in the previous run here in 2024. We got rejected here, came down to the blue line, then bounced again from it, and we are still far away from the purple line at 145k. And based on the rainbow chart indicator, we should be topping out somewhere, based on this indicator, somewhere here in October. So based on this indicator, on the 23rd of October 2025, or maybe even a little bit earlier, and especially when they are crossing here bearish, and this would mean that Bitcoin could reach prices between 190k and 243k in my opinion, and based on this indicator, guys. And also looking at the global M2 money supply that is more or less correlated here to Bitcoin. Even if we just look at that, that would mean that until here, until October, we should expect basically Bitcoin to go higher and higher towards those levels, and maybe top out here at 193k, for example. It is possible, but I think that here we could eventually come close to the red line up here at around 240k. So I think somewhere 240, 200k is possible here for this run, because Bitcoin always topped out basically when we were in this red zone up here. Not always we came up to touch it, so somewhere in between we have seen the cycle top in every bull run. Sometimes we came very, very close to it, but just that you know more or less where it is, and that's why of course currently I'm watching out for that. And yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing right now, and that's why I remain bullish as long as we are not even close to this orange to red zone up here at around 200k. And that's why I'm also keep stacking sats, keep buying altcoins, keep buying Bitcoin. And of course you can do some scalp trading if you want every now and then, but never forget that your hodl portfolio, in my opinion, should be always there. And even if you're selling, if you think we reached the top, even if you plan to sell something to have some cash on the sideline for next bear markets, that in my opinion also will come at some point, always never sell everything, always keep some on the sideline, because you never know, if you're wrong and it keeps pumping 10x or something like that, then of course you could be left behind just because you sold too early. Of course, no financial advice, guys. I'm just telling what I'm doing. And yeah, here in the 4 hour, I'm expecting that we're gonna retest here the support at around 117, 116k, and then probably from here on continue here the breakout. That is, in my opinion, what is happening next. I'm bullish for everything, guys, right now, because I think that time-wise we are definitely in a clear uptrend. And also I'm buying into new coins as well, guys. Currently some of them are very hyped. A lot of news articles are coming out, especially about Bitcoin Hyper, guys. This new Bitcoin Hyper currently is breaking records now, almost 8.5 millions raised. And also into this one I bought, and I'm also staking the coins, as you can see here. With those new coins, whenever you're buying early, of course you're running more into higher risk coins, because you're buying in the early access phase before the coins are launching. You're buying them basically on the website, and yeah, you just wait for the launch and then see what happens with the coin. I bought into Bitcoin Hyper, currently one of the most hyped ones, where you can see in different crypto articles, also Maxi Doge, Token 6900, and so on. I bought into all of them because some of them are like really just meme coin printers, and we have seen in the past that some of those have done great gains as well, and maybe others will also copy that or repeat that. Like SPX 6900 also was a purely meme printer, nothing else. And you can see what happened here with this coin. Sometimes they ending up in big pump and dumps. It is possible, guys, but if you are jumping into such high risk coins, then of course it is good to be in those coins before the big pump and dump happens. So not buying in and get and be like exit liquidity whenever the coin already pumped like this. That's why I like to invest before and then wait. If that pump and dump happens, then of course during the way to the upside, I'm taking out some profits, because those coins I would never keep for the long term. I'm just trading them. I just buying them for the immediate short term, and then of course take profits and convert everything into Bitcoin. This is at least what I'm doing, guys. And if you want to be following me, then of course you can check out all links in the video description, such as this token 6900, Bitcoin Hyper, and so on. Alright guys, that's it for now. If you want to trade over on Bybit, Maxi Global, and so on, we have different events there going on, especially here on the launchpad of Maxi Global. You can get Ethereum with a 90% off, but this is only if you create a new account with my link that you find here for Maxi Global. So go ahead and create a new account, because like that you can get some Ethereums and also MX tokens, their own native tokens, with a nice discounted price here. They have a big launch pad here where you can get access to different coins, sometimes with a nice discount, so take advantage of that. That's only available here on Maxi Global. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned, I keep you updated of course, and we're gonna see us all in the next one. Bye for now.